Lizzie, I want you pushing the big toe down like this, what I got going on.
This my big toe?
Yeah, and lift the little toes up. Are you cramping? You hear that? You're not alone. Sorry to interrupt you. She's cramping already on it. Teaching point, if you guys suck at keeping your arch, you're good at it now that you found it. Do you feel your arch contracting?
Yeah.
The same way I would tell you guys to find your hip, the same way I tell you to find your shoulder, the same way I tell you to find your hamstring, you're finding your foot. When we did the hamstrings, we were talking about putting tension in your hamstring, putting tension in your knee. You are learning to put tension either in the bridge of your foot, or now push the bridge or the big toe down. Are you getting arch there?
Yeah.
So now hold it and breathe. If you're cramping, you're not cramping at all, right? A little bit? Breathe through the cramp. Let's switch feet. Try the other foot. Now, if someone like Antonio has a bad ankle, Antonio had an inversion sprain, typical stuff for an ankle sprain. His right arch cramped immediately. Look how much better his left foot is than his right. Control it, there you go. Do you see how much quicker that was to go? A bad ankle is usually with a bad foot. A bad foot comes with a bad ankle. If you have a bad hip, oftentimes your bad hip will be associated with the bad foot. Is this your worst hip? Do you have a harder time owning this foot?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have data. Now open your toes. Think about toe splay, ankle car. Try to keep the toes splayed as you go through the ankle car. Do you see how we're just layering in different dynamics? The foot is in this predetermined orientation, and you're just moving the ankle through its full range of motion. And then if you guys have old clients, this is what an old foot looks like. Take a moment and look at Antonio's ankle. Go back to supination. Look at how subtle this movement is. That movement is what's gonna change how much dorsiflexion he can get into. Yes. So we want her to have a straight back. This is integrating foot with hip and pelvis. I want you to play around with this versus this.
Okay.
Do you feel the difference in when you pronate your ankle this way?
Yeah.
How much more?
Calf.
Do you feel it in your calf too? Do you feel this pulling? So now keep the big toe pushed down. Her foot is constantly trying to supinate. So if someone doesn't feel their hamstring glute pulling, they feel their back on a deadlift, and they don't feel their butt squeeze, they lack glute engagement, her big toe isn't maintaining contact. So now, keep pushing this down, keep your foot flat, use your glute to pull yourself up, and just focus on squeezing the butt, but keep the big toe pressure. It's harder than it looks, right?
Yeah.
Now again, you see how her foot's fairly unstable? Most clients really suck at this, and their foot would immediately come up. That's a problem.
This was the side that I sprained my ankle.
Okay.
I felt a lot of calf with the glute.
Yes, so the calf is part of force transfer. That's a really important concept, right? Like if you are in a deadlift, right, and your feet don't work, how are you gonna pull through your feet? The calf is in the middle of the foot to the hip. Does that make sense? It's like along the way. People who don't have good foot function will often feel their calf in a deadlift. I don't know if you guys heard that conversation with Antonio. If you feel your calf working, that's important. Your calf is part of transferring force from your foot to your hip. So if you're in a deadlift and your foot has contact with the ground, you want your butt to do all the work, but the force has to go from the foot through the calf up to the back of the hip. So Antonio has a bad right ankle, a bad right foot. He felt his calf working a lot as he was coming up into the deadlift. That's because his calf is untrained in force transfer. So normally his pelvis is squared, right? Just straight on neutral. What I'm having him do as he comes down is rotate pelvis, but with that pronation we all just practice. Now if you feel the foot coming up, don't have an ego about it. Don't go so deep. Ego lifting here is very easy. Just because you can get low doesn't mean your foot's in the right position. The biggest problem with foot issues, she like has no bend to her shoe at all. Meanwhile, I can fold this up and literally stick it in my pocket. So if your shoe has too much support, then you are not going to be able to effectively put your feet in any meaningful position. So basic foot motion. Let's start with big toe extension. This is stuff to do with clients. This is stuff to build afferents, right? We talk about like that mind-body connection, being able to connect to the foot. The foot has 30% of the bones in your body, a lot of joints, a lot of muscles. With big toe extension, I want to see the little toe stay down, And we should be feeling the bridge of our foot kind of contracting to pick this up. It should be like a shortening. If a client can't feel their bridge and big toe extension, what should they do? Hold it, and isometric, right? Sit here and contract. Maintain it. If repetitions were to help you find your big toe, do repetitions. Look at your foot, kind of become aware of it. Big toe extension is one of the focal points of our foot function. Reverse now. Big toe flexion. Big toe flexion doesn't get talked about a whole lot, but it's really important to shorten the arch. I want you guys seeing that every time I push my big toe down, the arch shortens. It contracts, right? People talk about having high arches, fallen arches. Rather than use that verbiage, I would say your big toe doesn't function that well. Do you feel cramping in your arch?
I cramped as soon as I did it.
Okay, so if you cramp in your arch, for people who want better hips, better glute engagement, better gait cycle, every time your big toe goes down, there should be a contraction of the arch. So let's practice that. Get all the toes up off the ground. Big toe down, big toe up. If you can't articulate your big toe from the little toes, then we need to work on building that afference, that mind-body connection, right? If you want to try your other foot, this is your bad ankle, right? Your bad ankle also has a foot where the arch cramped right away. Noteworthy, right? You probably need more footwork. While you're pressed down here, I want you guys seeing too how Antonio, his toes are like curling down a little bit. While he's pressed down here on my finger, now that you have pressure through the arch, try to lift that up a little bit more. Now guys, real quick, look at Lizzie here. Do you see how much her foot is pronated in? I don't want the big toe going down if that means she has to pronate in like this. I would want to see contact with the entire forefoot. Okay, so the forefoot's pressed down. Yep. Now push this down more intentionally on my finger. You getting an arch still?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you lack that mind-body awareness, you're practicing. Up, down, up, down. Let's go for repetition. See if you guys can isolate the big toe. Do the opposite as well. Big toe extension. Now when you do extension, you should feel the bridge.
Yeah.
Top of your foot. You can't even extend your big toe. You got old lady feet. Now if you have older clients, if they say their balance stinks, what do you think their balance has to do with? If your foot's stuck like this or your foot's stuck like this, which foot's better at balance? Duh, right? Old people can't move their feet, they can never contract their feet. If you're cramping, own the cramp, that's better than not feeling anything. You found it. So now that you're here, it took you a minute, right? Are you now getting some top side stuff? You see how this tendon's all shortening, right? Keep contracting. The same way I wanted your arch when you went down, I want the bridge when you go up. So Taylor's doing something here too for you guys that might help, is feedback. If you put your fingers on your little toes and try to isolate just the big toe, find your bridge, right? You can do the reverse. Big toe down, little toes up.
Yeah, that's what I captured.
What, the opposite, the big toe flexion?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way to work on this is to literally practice. We're gonna go over generalized foot movement that's a little bit more broad than this. There's a lot of dexterity that comes with the foot. Let's start with foot grabs. Flex your foot. Flex your foot as much as you can. Squeeze. Now when everyone flexes their foot, do they feel their arch?
Yeah.
Squeeze the arch, breathe. Let's do a 30-second timer of just shortening your arch. Your foot should have the same dexterity that your hand has. You have a hard time, you're cramping? Breathe. I can tell you're like shallow breathing, right? Squeeze harder, shorten all this stuff, breathe. Your chest isn't rising at all. Yeah. Let's go for another 15 seconds. Keep holding the contraction. If you feel yourself shallow breathing, stop. Deep breathe, right? Dial back that fight or flight. Now extend the foot, open, splay the toes. Now when you splay your toes, we should be feeling lateral stuff. Think about you open your hand, can you open your toes? Now we're gonna move through the range of motion. Just like full range of motion, anything else? Full range. Let's everyone get to 10 reps. Open, close, don't just sit here and bullshit it. Squeeze the arch, open the foot. Squeeze the arch, Open the foot as much as you can, and with every rep, you should feel more tension in our foot. The idea is that you're just trying to get a little bit deeper into it. Just like everything else, you're trying to ramp up the nervous system, ramp up that tissue. Pause, Antonio. Everyone look at Antonio's foot. He is flexing at the toes more than he's flexing at the bridge. I want to see curvature through the bridge of his foot from here. If someone like him clearly has stiffness through here and less through here, we could practice doing a stretch like this, right, standing. That's probably a good help for you. Let's have everybody now, we're here, start like this, big toe flexion. Find your big toe, you're doing extension.
Oh, I can't.
So again, if the big toe goes down, go down. Find it. Do you feel your arch?
Yes.
Feel your arch. Now, for you guys that found big toe flexion, this is where we layer in the ankle. Big toe flexion, ankle car. While you do the ankle car, maintain big toe flexion. You should feel all sorts of arch stuff working, all sorts of ankle stuff working. If you lose the big toe flexion, re-find it. It's okay. Man, that little toe is gone. Now, for you guys that are done with the arch, let's get everybody in this position. Can we do an accordion? So think little toe, little toe, little toe, big toe, and then reset back up. So everyone's starting in this position. Little toe, little toe, little toe, big toe. Toes up. Little toe, little toe, little toe, big toe. Think just one at a time. You should be able to move your toes the same way you move your hands. It's the exact same thing. I want everybody now standing up. You're gonna do the same thing standing. It's gonna feel different because right now we're in hip flexion. Now everybody's in hip extension. So now with me, everyone standing. If you need to look at your feet, look at your feet. Big toe flexion, go. Does everybody feel their arch? Find your arches. Big toes are down, the little toes are up. Hold the arches, reverse, little toes down, big toes up. Everyone feel their bridges. Hold it. Hey, those things are coming to life. Now, Ernie, can you do the reverse? Can you do the reverse? Big toe down, little toe up? Like, you tried? Do you guys have questions on the basics of foot movement? Take home points. The big toe extends, big toe flexes, right? You can do an accordion where it's one toe at a time. The foot can grab, the foot can open, right? You should be able to get enough foot flexion where you can just pick something up willy-nilly, right? It's supposed to work the same way your hand works. We are gonna move towards the ankle, okay? Integrating the foot with the ankle. Everybody talks about dorsiflexion of the ankle being a weak point. The arch needs to flatten in order to get dorsiflexion. If he was to stay in this position, but supinate his foot, his arch came off the floor, do you feel less stretch in the Achilles?
Yeah.
So now stay there, pronate, that. Take a moment and look at Antonio's ankle for a moment, go back to supination. Look at how subtle this movement is. That movement is what's gonna change how much dorsiflexion he can get into. Yes, Taylor. You should get more Achilles when you're supinated, more Achilles, and you should be able to find more arch engagement. So if we need to get deep in a squat, and your foot sucks, and your ankle sucks, sitting in a deep dorsiflexion stretch, while being mindful of the foot, it's gonna allow for you to fire your hips when you go up out of the squat.
My soleus is cramping.
Your soleus is.
Yeah.
So from this position, let's add isometrics. While you guys are here, I'm gonna cue Antonio to push his big toe down while his knee is pushed forward. Do you guys feel your calf firing when you do that?
Sam, are we
Your Achilles, huh? You are pronated right now. Flattening your arch at the end of dorsiflexion, big toe down. You feel your soleus contracting, you feel your arch contracting. Okay, you feel your calf contract. So maintain this end range. Let's put you guys on a brief timer.
So
Yeah, keep doing this, push down.
like all my
That.
toes are doing it.
That's okay, just start with this for now. Don't let perfection get in the way of progress. If you guys have clients that can't isolate their foot, don't get caught up in it being perfect. Right, their foot is so stiff, they haven't used it in years. Shoes that have too much structure in them are gonna degrade their foot. Just get them to feel something, build from there. Let it be homework for them, right? You can spend 15 minutes on it with them during a session, but this is homework for them on their own time that's really simple. As you push though, you're getting this stuff. Keep your heel flat. You got arch going on. Now stay here and tilt this in more. Yeah, there you go. Good, keep pushing. Does anybody have questions on that with the arch and the Achilles? Let's switch feet. Find the end range of dorsiflexion again. Pronate the foot again. We're gonna do a little bit of hip and show how the pronation of the foot helps your hip engagement. We're gonna have Kiana put this on her back, so her back has to be straight. She's gonna start leaning over one leg at a time. You don't need the pole. The pole is to keep you from flexing at the spine. As she leans over, she's gonna feel her foot wanna supinate, like a lot. I need her to pronate and push the big toe down. Okay, I want you guys watching what her tendency is likely going to be. So we want her to have a straight back. This is integrating foot with hip and pelvis. Go ahead and slowly start leaning over.
At the hip?
Yeah, at the hip. Watch her foot. Do you guys see stuff in here starting to contract? Pause. Do we see how much she's rounding here? Anteriorly tilt, stick your chest up more.
There we go.
Do you see how the foot starts going a little bit crazy when she anteriorly tilts? So pause, stick your tailbone up even more. That. Now, I want you to play around with this versus this.
Okay.
Do you feel the difference in when you pronate your ankle this way?
Yeah.
How much
feel it in
more?
the calf.
You feel it in your calf too? Do you feel this pulling? So now keep the big toe pushed down. Her foot is constantly trying to supinate. So if someone doesn't feel their hamstring glute pulling, they feel their back on a deadlift, and they don't feel their butt squeeze, they lack glute engagement, her big toe isn't maintaining contact. You see how that arch really wants to come up? Pause. Tailbone up more. Do you feel that difference? Arch is flat. So the entire time she's trying to flatten the arch. That's the take home point. If you guys might be like Lizzie, she's shaking a lot when I anteriorly tilt her pelvis. Another thing too is I want a little bit of internal rotation. So if I come up here, I want to see a tad bit of internal rotation. Now keep leaning over with that tailbone up. I'll straighten that knee more. Do you see how different that is? Now pause, pronate your foot more. Do you feel how much more length that gives you?
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going. Pause. Tilt inward more. Yes. And then push off your big toe and use your butt to pick you up. So we are now going to use a split squat to train some internal rotation with the foot being pronated. So what Ernie's going to do is initiate pronation of the foot, or the inside's pushed down. He's going to slowly start squatting down. And now as he squats down, he's gonna twist his pelvis, pause, this way just a little bit. Right now his femur's still, and we rotated the whole pelvis. The inside of the foot stays pushed down. Do you feel a stretch on your outer hip there?
Not yet.
Not a whole lot, okay? Try to push through the big toe too. And now slowly come up and use your glute to pull yourself back up. So come up now, come up now. You feel butt there now? Don't lose me, that's okay, you can hold on. So it took him a moment to find his butt there. Let's go again, reset. If you need to put your hand on my shoulder, put your hand on my shoulder. So from here, he's pronating his foot, the inside of the foot's down. He's gonna start bending the knee. He's gonna start sitting into his squat. Sit back into it a little bit more, yep. And then slowly twist the pelvis this way. You see his foot's coming up? He's starting to supinate, pronate. Good, you feel butt there?
Yeah.
Now push through the big toe and use your glute to push yourself up from there. So pressure, pressure, come on, pressure. Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, and then pelvis back to neutral. In essence, you're coming down, pelvic rotation. As you rotate, if your big toe is pronated, your foot's pronated, that should give you length on outer hip. Spend a moment there. As you come up, back to neutral. As you come down, internal rotation. That's a closed chain exercise, right? We talk about open chain, closed chain. Open chain is when the foot is not touching the ground. We did a lot of open chain in that hip internal rotation workshop that you guys came for. This is closed chain. I am training internal rotation with contact on the floor. I am also training internal rotation with contact on the floor. So the foot, the hip, hand in hand. The foot and the ankle goes hand in hand too. Do you guys have questions on that?
Do you have like manual like if someone says they got interfasciitis something first?
I don't have a problem with rolling. If someone said it felt good and it helped them,
If you would never really.
I would rather someone move it the way we did. If I had to pick move it and train it or roll it, I would say move it and train it. But if you were to go and train your foot anyway, and then you rolled it, and that made your training more productive, then go ahead and roll. Like that's why I don't foam roll much, but if someone said foam rolling made my hip work more productive, then go ahead and foam roll. I don't have a problem with that. Thank you so much for watching the Bodybuilding Not Bodybreaking YouTube channel. If you found it helpful, drop a comment, like, subscribe, share it with a friend or family. That stuff really helps us in expanding our reach to popularizing this training approach because we know there just isn't a better way to do things. If you have interest in diving deeper into the stuff you just watched, feel free to join our school community. On our school community, we have a lot of additional content. We have an exercise library that has over 200 different movement options. We have programs. We have additional videos that are concepts, lectures, and rants to give you guys a deeper understanding as to how and why we do things. We also have a discussion board where you can get direct access to coaching feedback from me personally. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for additional updates for when we post new content. Thank you again for watching, and we hope it was of use to you.